señor.
Mr. Alvarado, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You
Checado.
were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you have done.
Existes.
You need to understand that this charge will go on your record after today, and it will be there for the rest of your life.
Está por el resto de tu vida.
From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. So no more slaps on the wrist, as it were.
O sea, más o menos.
You get pulled over from now on and you have the slightest smell of alcohol in your breath, an officer sees this DWI, it's probably not going to go well for you.
Fíjate que no va a poder estar bien, compadre.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes, sir.
Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration
Como ciudadano
consequences. You can be
americano, pues,
deported,
me puede de migración.
excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law.
Que puede
You
ser
give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record and you never take it off. Is this what you want to do?
lo que tienes que hacer, es lo que quieres hacer tú. Yo digo que soy culpable.
Soy culpable.
I am guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. The other thing is that there is a $3,000 surcharge that tacks onto your license and onto you when you pick up a case like this. I will waive it today. But if you continue to endanger our community, the next time a second offense, it's a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. So get a clue. From now on, if you want to have 32 beers, 52 shots, take an Uber. It's not hard. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte.
Okay, just making sure my notes
Hello,
just said
good
motion.
morning.
Alfred Brown,
I am.
you're facing an assault causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail.
I don't believe
I don't
so,
think-
Your
I
Honor.
don't
I
think
believe this
that's
is an
legal.
interference
I'm
with
sorry,
the public
right,
service.
I'm looking.
Yeah, and that's not.
Yes, you're right. Interference with the duties of a public servant, 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 11th, 2025, at approximately 1:21 p.m., the officer observed a vehicle speeding at 48 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone, and a temporary tag that came back as expired as of March 3rd, 2025. A traffic stop was initiated. The defendant stopped in the middle of the road, and the officer signaled for the defendant to pull over to the nearest parking lot. The defendant opened the driver's side door and attempted to step out. She became hostile and then was yelling and cursing. The defendant was giving commands to walk in front of the officer's patrol vehicle. Since the defendant was not complying with commands to get back inside the vehicle, the defendant then walked partially to the back of their car, and the officer detained the defendant and began actively resisting. The defendant was given multiple commands to place their hands behind their back, and the defendant continued to pull away and tense on the officer's attempt to walk them back to the car. The defendant then locked onto the door to prevent the officer from placing handcuffs. The defendant was taken to the ground where they continued to resist. The defendant was tased after giving repetitive commands and not complying. The defendant was then successfully placed into handcuffs, and it was later learned that the defendant had an unloaded firearm in their vehicle and was identified by their Texas driver's license.
Okay, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run the license, please? Make sure it's eligible.
There is no driver's license on file, Your Honor.
Yeah, and I have it eligible. My driver's license is valid.
Unless you have a valid Texas driver license
do.
and liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive. That's a condition of your bond. That's the only condition I'm going to put on you. Just when you get into a pissing match with someone with power of arrest, who's going to win? Don't say anything as a rhetorical question, but really, people have been shot for far less. You gotta be careful in this life. You only get one, you know what I mean? Really?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm not, like I said, the only condition is just drive with a license and insurance. You've got lawyers, so they'll take care of you because you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with them. They'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
Yes,
If
sir.
they tell me Just hold on. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you, if you take off, you pick up a new case, I am going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Just be nice. It's not hard. All right.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat while I get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you're free to go. Is this a true first?
It is, Your Honor, yes.
You are Luis Racinos.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Racinos, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 12 months. As part of this agreement, you will do a DWI education class, a victim in. Okay, no in victim impact panel, I guess, no, okay. You will also do a TASER, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. They may assess more conditions, they may assess no other conditions. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill them. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, and 20 hours of community service. Substance abuse treatment as recommended by the TASER. These are the conditions for you to successfully complete this probation. If you complete it, regardless, you need to understand that this DWI is going on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases you pick up. Because this is going on your record, you get caught in a car driving, cop pulls you over, you have the faintest smell of alcohol, they see this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because you're taking a huge risk. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it goes on your record. It's going to be there forever. Like I said, you give up this right to appeal. Now, on this probation, no drugs, no alcohol for an entire year. If we find that you're using, if you don't do your community service on time, if you fail to do your class on time, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail and bring you back out, and we're going to have a hearing to determine whether you violated this probation. You're looking at 180 days if you do. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to the agreement. Before we leave, can you run his license to see whether he?
Yes, I can do that right now. It is currently suspended for ALR.
Right. That's what I figured. Your license currently is suspended because of the administrative license revocation hearing. You are not allowed to drive. So if you drove here, you may not drive home. Do you understand? So you're going to have to get someone else to drive the car home for you. Because you don't have a license now, we will require you to obtain a portable device that you're going to take with you to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol while you're on this probation. So let's make it a condition that he get his license back. Now I'm adding on another condition that you need to get your license back. It's not hard. I think all you have to do is just pay a reinstatement fee.
Okay.
That's it. So it's not difficult, but you need to do that. And if you don't, if you start driving on this probation, you don't have a license, you're looking at 180 days. So don't just drive. You need to ensure that your license is valid with DPS. Once you pay that reinstatement fee, it takes 2 to 3 weeks just to get back in. So don't just start driving once you pay it because it's not reflected in the system. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck, bud. Good morning, Mr. Rivas.
Yes, sir.
So you're charged with criminal trespass of a habitation, a shelter, superabundant infrastructure. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 27 days in jail with credit for the 9 days that you've done. Is this what you want to do, sir? You need to understand that this is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 9 days in jail. I'm sorry, 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. Is this what you want to do? All right, how do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty? I'll find you guilty, send you to it. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, Lauren. Denied.
No, yes. Español, no, something.
Mr. Hernandez Perez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day. You need to understand that this DWI is going on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. You ever get pulled over and you smell like alcohol, an officer will see this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you. And if you're not in this country with permission, you go to jail for even more than 4 hours. Immigration will get you. If you want to get lit, take an Uber.
Se usa Uber.
It's a lot cheaper. Do you understand?
¿Entiendes todo esto?
After today,
Sí, hasta ahora.
you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail.
Después,
So no more slaps on the wrist after today. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal.
y que tenía-
Once you accept this agreement, like I said, it'll go on your record. You can never change it. Is this what you want to do, sir?
Pero entonces lo que quiere hacer es que todos culpables. Yes.
How do you plead to the offense?
Usted
Guilty.
declara la federalmente intoxicado, culpable o no culpable. Sí, culpable o no culpable. Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive.
Licencia.
Otherwise, you will come back here with a new case. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Mark. Ready? Good morning, Mr. Callahan.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 6 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. This is a plea. It's a plea of guilty. You need to understand this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. It's important because if you get pulled over, officers see this, they come up to your car, they smell alcohol, it's probably not going to go well for you. And what we're doing today, time served, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail after today. Do you understand? It's a true first.
Double check. I believe it is your honor, but. I'm running real.
The other thing that you need to understand is that DWI is extremely big business in Texas, meaning that there's a $3,000 surcharge that tacks onto you when you have a case like this. And if you don't pay it, you sit 1 day in jail for every $100 you owe. We all make mistakes, and I'm going to waive that for you today. But if you continue to make the same mistakes where you endanger other people's lives, it just gets so much worse. A second DWI, $6,000 surcharge. Do you understand? All right. We all make mistakes. Just don't make another one. You know what I mean? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, there's no turning back. It's going to go on your record. Is this what you want to do? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I also have to suspend your license. I will suspend it for the minimum, which is 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. All right. Please see the clerk. That way. Dave. Yeah.